Russia's troubled spacecraft Progress 59 is unable to dock with the International Space Station. Shortly after liftoff early Tuesday morning in Kazakhstan, the unmanned cargo ship lost communication with Moscow. Video from an onboard camera shows the capsule spinning out of control. Joining us from Merritt Island, Florida, is CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood. Hey, Bill.
Hey, how you doing?
So what went wrong?
We still don't know. Whatever happened right after the capsule, the Progress capsule you referred to, separated from the third stage of its Soyuz booster. Right at that moment, they saw some telemetry showing the solar panels had deployed, but all sorts of other indications that something had gone wrong. And as you said, a few moments later, they did get some video down from a camera that's normally used as part of its navigation system, and it showed this spacecraft was spinning very, very rapidly. That is absolutely unusual and obviously caused by some kind of propulsive event. We still don't know exactly what the problem was.
So if this cargo ship can't reach the ISS, what happens to it?
Well, first of all, it absolutely can't reach the ISS. The Russians have said there's no chance of that now. They can't control it, so what's going to happen is it's not in an orbit that is stable. Without rocket power to raise the low point of the orbit, atmospheric drag, friction with the extreme upper reaches of the atmosphere, will slowly pull the spacecraft down into the thicker part of the atmosphere, where sometime in the next 2 weeks or so, it'll burn up and come apart. So it's going to be a catastrophic end for the Progress, no question about it.
And is there any concern about where it will land? I'm assuming the friction, the enormous friction, will disintegrate it, but perhaps a piece or two could land in somebody's backyard?
Yeah, Progress has always come back and burn up in the atmosphere when their mission is over, but usually the Russians target the re-entries for someplace over the Pacific Ocean where any debris that did survive the breakup wouldn't hit anybody. That's not going to be the case here. The Progress is going to come down where it comes down, and while I can't say the chance of getting hit by debris is zero, it's very close to zero. I mean, remember, the Earth is 3/4 water, so there's a pretty good chance it's going to land in an ocean somewhere, whatever manages to survive. And if not, if you think about population density, what are the odds that even a small piece of debris would actually come down and hit someone? I think the odds are extremely remote, but they're not zero.
And what was on board that cargo ship? I mean, care packages, supplies, bourbon?
Actually, it turns out it's a mixture of both Russian material and NASA equipment and gear. The Progresses are used to carry propellant up to the space station. Russian thrusters are what keep the station at the proper altitude, so that propellant was lost. There's also water on board, fresh air tanks, and quite a lot of crew supplies, food and clothing. They're going to launch 3 fresh crew members to the station in May, and a lot of their clothing was on board this Progress. Now, obviously, all of that can be replaced. It's not critical, but certainly they don't like to lose 3 tons of equipment if they can help it, that's for sure.
Yeah, if I was up there, I'd want my leather jacket. I don't go anywhere without it, so even when I'm up in space.